Good morning, friends. It's Julie, and today we're going to set off on another adventure down to the thrift store. But my intention is to donate things. After my clean out, I've got 4 boxes of donations. Some of them came from the basement, and one of the boxes is box that I bought from there, and I just decided, I don't really want to put it in my booth, so I'm just going to donate it back. Yeah, hi, that's my rooster. Yeah, I'm going to take a look at the thrift store. Can't help myself, and the antique store, but I brought along this bin. I can only have as much as that, maybe, that's the maximum space. The only exception is if they have a nice piece of furniture, because I do sell a lot of furniture in my booth, and that goes pretty quickly. I don't have any spare furniture right now except for that clock, and it's not ready to go, so that is the plan. So let's get going. I did it, guys. I stayed to my boundaries, and it contained myself even with how much I bought. So I'll show you how much I got. I got one table. I think you can see the legs sitting up and back, and I just got one piece of furniture. Here's my bin. From both shops, it all fit in the same bin. So I'm really happy I stuck to my guns, and I just kept to my budget and my container size. And now I have to go to the grocery store, get a couple things, and get my pups some water. So let's get going. Adventure today. You got to see the cows being moved to a different pasture. It's nice to see people on horseback. A lot of times they're also using 4-wheelers. And then the mountains were out, and they are beautiful today. So my goal today was to stick to that one bin, and I did. And I'm trying to source more touristy things. And I'm trying to get into more postcards too, to sell online, because they don't take that much room. And they do sell. So I'm going to test that market as well. I'm going to go through first what I got at the antique store at Laughing Ladies. I spent $44. Oh, I have a table. I'll put a photo up here if I remember to take it. Otherwise, just imagine a round table with 3 legs. It's just a little table. It's $25. I'll probably sell it for like $49. I'm not quite tripling the price because it'll go fast. And it's also a display. So they had that table area, that shelf area that is clearance items, so it's $2 a piece. So these were bundled together. There's 3 mirrors. You know, for $2 each, for 3 of them, they came out to less than $1 each. If I sell them for $5 or so each, I'm doing okay. And then they had a few books that I got. This one is the Ranch Woman's Manual, and it's supposed to be a humorous one, and you know, it's Westernish. And these 2 are kind of for sale, but I'm going to read them first. You know, I just love Laura Ingalls stuff, and this was interesting. And then I got, there had a whole bunch of postcards that were 50 cents each, so I made a pile, and he said, would you go down cheaper if I bought all of these postcards, like, see, the stack? And she said, sure. And so we counted them up, and I think there were like 38 of them, plus a couple of folios here. Sorry I keep getting into the shadow here. So there are those, and so she said, how about we make it 25 cents each? And so I said, yes, let's do that. So none of these are like terribly rare, but there are some real photo postcards, which are a little more valuable. This is a linen postcard. So there was just a whole bunch of different ones. Here's another photo postcard, and some of these have been used, and I just thought that would be kind of fun. So I got a whole bunch of those and a couple little extra things. Oh, am I holding that right? These are reproductions of the Washington Cathedral, and a couple of these. One is Utah. There's quite a few postcards from Utah. I wonder if somebody moved, and then the Hawaii thing. So we'll see how that goes. So those are from the Laughing Ladies Antique. And then I went to Project Hope, which consequently, this is really cool. Montana has this antique guide. So if you are in the area, make sure to pick one of these up from the antique store. And I'll try to remember to link below the site because you can look at it free online. And they had, is this the one? I hope so. Yes. They had an article, about the shop that I just was in. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm trying to pan it. Maybe I can take a screenshot and that might be better. But it's about the Laughing Ladies Antiques and Project Hope and how it is volunteer driven. So how it works is that the Project Hope gets the donations, and when they have some nice things, they bring it over to Laughing Ladies Antiques, and then they put that in the antique store. So it's like the nice stuff in the thrift store. It's really a smart way to do it because the antique store is priced, the thrift store is not. It's by donation. So it says, for almost 15 years, proceeds from Laughing Ladies Antiques have been helping fill food boxes and supplying school kids weekend food, aiding Project Hope's mission of ending hunger in Stillwater County. So that was really nice to see because, they've helped fund the food bank. And that's why I like going there. I know that they don't have the biggest store, but they're always so nice there. And I have volunteered there. I probably will volunteer again this summer because I won't be substitute teaching. That was the conflict before. I didn't know when I was getting called in. So just thought I would let you know about that. And I feel like I'm rambling. There's going to be some editing. So here's what I got at the thrift store. And keep in mind, I was going for the local stuff. So I got a bunch of books. Some bird books, Rocky Mountain Field Guide here. And the fun thing about this one is there's a couple like cards and stuff, and there's like an old envelope in here. So I got a little ephemera. It does smell musty, so I'll probably put it in a bag with a dryer sheet or something. Just some books on trees, just old ones. They're just might be kind of fun for somebody to pick up as a souvenir or something as they go into the park. Oh, I love this. Okay, so we're gonna start this off. They had some new sheet music, and this is a book, some country western book. Ironically, I'm not into country western music, but some people are. And then I went down memory lane and I found a whole bunch of sheet music. So these are just single songs. Some of them are musicals, and some of them are like songs from my childhood or my grown up years, And so that was kind of fun to go through. This one's for the girls. Remember that song? 80s girl here. I don't know about you. This was not quite 80s, but anyway, so there's a whole bunch of those, and I don't know the value, but I love ephemera, and that was kind of cool. Then they had some horse books, so of how to work with your horses, and so, we're in horse country, so I thought that would be good to have a few books, because books sell. The only thing with putting books, this is another one of those other ones, in my booth, is that they said that because they have a bookshop upstairs at the Antique Mall, which is owner's bookshop, that I can't have a lot of books in my booth. I can have a little bit. So I don't really like that rule, but it's part of the rule of being there. And because I can see if it would compete with them. But I think if I have local stuff and maybe, some cookbooks or something, just a little area, I think it'll be okay. And just another book about Montana, and then a couple a cookbook, and then because I'm trying to do kitchen, and this was a cool book. This is Bible Readings for the Home, and this is embossed here. I can show that off. So look at this. Look at the end leaves or the end papers. It's just oh, there's a bug in there. Have to clean that out. Beautiful book, and it's illustrated, black and white. It looks like plates, or those plates are just illustrations. So this is just wonderful. I want to read through this before I know till I figure out what I'm going to do with it. Okay, keeping up with the Western theme, this was just sitting there. Piece of leather with some rope. They must have hung it like that, but I think this rope goes under there. Probably needs something stiffer underneath here because it's just tucked. But buffalo. So I thought that was pretty cool. Keep up with the Western theme. They had a couple rings. They're just cheapo rings. And those sell well in my $3 each, 2 for $5 jewelry spot. And then, I couldn't resist this picture. Here we go. Sheep. It looks like it could be in Scotland or something based on the walls there. I like sheep and fiber stuff, and that's something you haven't seen a lot from me because I haven't been able to do a lot with that since I've been since I've gotten all these chronic illnesses. But sheep. And then, finish it off with a couple things. A set of 4 of these vintage Tupperware cups and lids. They're all together. They're all clean. Believe it or not, vintage Tupperware can go for something. So, I forgot about this guy. A little teacup. It's a leaf. And this one is Japan. So it could be occupied Japan. And then I found 2 of these Corelle vintage bowls. So those will go in my little hutch. So that is it, and these all are smaller things that will be easy to stick in the booth. My goal will be to put 2 of these in my booth at least this week. I got a confession to make though. I'm going to a flea market tomorrow. For you, it'll be a few days later before you see it. Again, I'm going to try to stick... Okay, so as I was saying, tomorrow I'm planning on going to a flea market because I want to try to source some more local things. I kind of want to get a little bit more into ephemera, which is the paper things like the postcards, the letters. Really loved that bunch of letters. And for selling online, it's easy because they don't take up a lot of inventory space, and they also they're easy to ship. you don't have to worry about them breaking. So there's a couple things that I'm considering as I go forward in my business, trying to figure out what kind of hustle that I'm going to be able to do. There aren't a lot of flea markets around our area. I went to this one, and okay, I'm not going to tell you much more about it. I'll tell you about it when I do that video. But just to know that's coming up. And I'm going to try to stick to my guns and not get a lot of stuff because I'm looking at my shelf right now. There is a little space on there, but I also have 2 boxes that shouldn't be there. So trying to stick to that. It's really hard though, because it is the season of deals. So I think I'm just going to try to be a lot more picky. And if I need to, I will just store some things down in the basement for this winter when things get more lean. Because that will happen. And I am on the list for another shop booth. So when that happens, I need to have the inventory on hand as well. It just needs to be controlled. So thank you so much for taking this adventure with me. And I hope that you enjoyed, seeing the landscape. And most of all, I hope that you have a joyful day.